guys, assalamu alaikum, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mariam Hanif. If you are new, do go and follow me and subscribe and like so I know to do more of these kind of videos. But this is my what to pack for Hajj video. It has been highly requested from my what to pack from umrah video, but we went to Hajj in 2016 just after we did umrah in April, and it was an experience. So if you are going, congratulations, and do please keep me and my family in your du'as. So number one is all the essentials. Now I'm not going to go through this because it is a long list, so I will put it in the description box down below, but if you do want to see a little bit more detail, then do check out my what to pack in umrah video. I'll put that down below as well. It just gives a little bit more detail, but for Hajj there are a few more things that you do need to take, and it's just because there's a little bit more involved in Hajj, obviously. So I would say definitely try and take a travel line. I think I did mention it, but in Mina it was a lifesaver for me and so many other people. I always wanted Zahid's thobes to be nice and crisp and, you know, fresh for Eid after he had done his Hajj, as well as like his ihram being nice and crease free. Bit of a freak like that. And also your abayas get so creased up. Like if you're packing in like a small little bag, you're gonna have really creased stuff. So definitely worth taking a travel line. It's only worth it if you are staying in Shisha, of course, because you'll have electricity there. You will not have electricity in Mina. They do have it for like the fridges and the AC and stuff like that, but not for like your iron and your phone charger and things like that. Like, you don't want to put too much pressure on. Do also take some salt for Hajj. It is kind of like one of those things where it's like, why are you taking salt? For water gargles, you need to do salt water gargles. There is a thing called the Haji cough and lozenges and, you know, throat cough syrup and things like that you'll definitely need. I'll put all that down below, but salt was a must just to make sure that if anybody did get an infection or anything, they were doing those salt gargles to make sure that they got better quicker. Number two is all your Islamic material. When I say Islamic material, I'm basically referring to your Hajj and Umrah Made Easy guide, which is a must. I'll put a picture in, but it's so important, as well as taking a Fortress of the Muslims, so just getting yourself used to reading one of those. A Quran, it's so key to have a good Quran with you because it's one of those things where you want to connect to the Quran while you're out there. And what I did do was let me show you, sorry. So I bought one of these pocket Qurans when I was out in Medina before we went to Hajj, and it was, well, before we went to Mecca, and it was so handy because it's so nice and small. So I don't know if you can see it, it's probably like the size of my hand, and it's got the tajweed in it as well, and you can read it. Like you get so many small Qurans that are, the wording is just so small you can't read it, but this one you definitely can. I don't know if you can see, and what I did was obviously just tabbed up bits that I read regularly, and it's quite nice to have a connection with a Quran. Zahid has this one Quran and it just amazes me, his connection to it, because it's the only thing that he cares about if he loses. You also take an English translation one. It's quite nice to be able to sit there if you've got some spare time and just read an ayat that you think might, like if you pick up a bit of Arabic while you're reading the Quran, that's great, but if you don't, then it's quite nice to just highlight words that you see all the time and be able to memorize them with the English translation, which is great. And don't forget to take your prayer books. When I say prayer books, I'm talking about the books that you have written your prayers in. And anybody that has gone, I have said this too, like if you're going to Hajj, write down your du'as. You will not remember them when you go out there. Like if you try and sit down tonight, for example, and try and pray for 10 minutes, do all the du'as that you can think of for 10 minutes or 20 minutes, you'll run out of prayers and you will say the same thing over and over again, and it will kind of like, you'll just be wasting your time, and you don't want to be doing that on the day of Arfath when you've got like 5 or 6 hours to pray and you're saying the same thing again and again and again. Write them all down and it will kind of like really connect you, because a month before you go, you'll be writing down all these prayers, you'll be thinking really hard about life in general. It will get you into the kind of zone of going to Hajj as well. So yeah, I definitely wrote, I think it was about 4 books, and I'm going to do a video on this because I think it is so important to do your Hajj books. I would also say to try and learn the janazah prayer, because there will always be a janazah at the end of every namaz. So do try and learn the janazah prayer. If you can't, then use your phone, because you can pull up the Fortress of the Muslim app, pick the janazah prayer that you want to read, and then hold it against you. I mean, if you're learning, you're learning. I think it's absolutely fine. If it's a way for you to learn, then it's a way for you to learn, but it's best to do it before you go. Number 3 is women and men's clothing. So definitely, and I have said this in all my videos, pack 2 ihrams for yourself and for your partner, for your husband. Everybody always takes 1 ihram, but the men will be wearing the same ihram for a number of days. And you want to make sure that if it gets dirty, if they fall over, if something happens, they are able to have a spare one that they can change into. And also pack them in your hand luggage. Like, I can't stress this enough. When you go to Saudi Arabia, your bags will get lost. Like, it happens to everybody, and all you can say is Alhamdulillah, because these are tests from God, and it happened to us. Every time that we've lost a bag. That's why I say this, but that's why it's so important to pack them in your hand luggage, so that if, God forbid, anything does happen, you have your important material with you, like your Islamic material, your prayer books that you spent months writing, your ihram, and just necessities that you will need throughout your trip. For women, I would highly recommend just having long flowy abayas. It will be hot when you go, and just some leggings or some like cotton trousers if you want those, but I preferred leggings, to be honest. But long and flowy abayas are the best. Don't get those the lycra ones are just, oh, I can't do that. Just a really thin material. Even if you can get like silky ones, they're great. Just something that's breathable. It's so hot. Try and take your husband some thobes and trousers. For women, try and pack some socks with cushions. I have said this in my umrah video, but it is so important because the marble flooring everywhere, and you will be doing so much walking. So definitely pack some ones that you can get with the pillows underneath. You get them from like Primark and stuff for £1, so it's not that expensive, very inexpensive. And try and protect your feet at all times, because you'll be on your feet a lot. Obviously pack extra underwear and pyjamas. Do not forget pyjamas, like you will need to get into a night dress. I packed an outfit for every day. If you're one of those super mums or super women that can wash their clothes when they go on holiday, then pack light. But for me, I had to pack 1 for every day and 1 extra. I would also say to pack an outfit for Eid, because it is a new day. It's just after you've done your Hajj, and it's kind of like one of those things where you want to feel like really nice and fresh. So do try and pack an outfit for Eid, because that would just be so nice. As well as a going home outfit, because if you're going to the airport and loads of people are going to be there, you want to kind of like be a bit presentable. I know it sounds really vain, but yeah, you've just come back from Hajj. You want to feel and look good. Number 4 is camping essentials. So this is when you go to Muzdalifah, and if you are going with a group, so we went with a group called Al Hidayah, which was great because they gave us this massive bag filled with like a sleeping bag, a pillow, a stoning bag, a handbag for women, loads of things like an umbrella and everything like that. So if you are going with a group, you won't need to worry about it. But if you're not, I'll put a list down below in the description again, just for things that you will need while you're out there. It is kind of like a flat car park, so you kind of need to be prepared, as well as the toilets there being absolutely dire. So definitely pack toilet paper when you go, and take a bottle with you for your wudu, a wudu bottle, 100%, because it's not a good look. What I also did take was Andrex wipes. You can get them from any supermarket store. They're so inexpensive and they worked a treat when I was out there, as well as some like facial wipes, like simple ones obviously, because just to freshen up, because it will be so dusty and like crazy when you're there. You just want to be able to like freshen your face and freshen your hands and things like that. You won't be able to have a shower. Don't forget to pack your pyjamas and abayas when you go to Muzdalifah as well. Do have a stoning bag, so if you don't have it with your group, then try and get a little bag that you can carry your stones in. So there's like 7 stones for each pillar, and there's 3 pillars, and you'll be doing that every day for the next 3 days after the day of Arfath. So you want to make sure that you've got enough for your trip, and if you haven't, always take more when you're at Muzdalifah. Always pack a little bit more extra, because somebody else in your group might forget, you might forget, or somebody in your group might lose theirs. it's just really important to have those with you. Toiletries, pack loads of simple products because they are fragrance free, oil free, and just perfect for Hajj because you can get them in small little packets as well, and they're great for if you are going to Muzdalifah and Mina. The Simple brand do products for sunscreen, so they do SPF 50, they do face wash, hand wash, shower gel, shampoo, conditioner, everything, as well as like CC cream and BB cream, which is great, right? I definitely used it. It was great when I was out there because it just helps you feel a bit more fresh. I don't know if anybody else is like this, but for me, I'm kind of like, if I look fresh and I'm happy with the way I look, I'm happy with myself. It's really weird, but it's kind of the way it is. And when you are out there, it is so hot and like dusty. You don't want to be kind of like bogged down. You want to be lifted up and, you know, energized and happy. They also do deodorant, which is kind of obviously a must. I would take loads of tissue packets, just the little ones you can get, because you'll just need them. You always need tissue, and if somebody's run out, you can always help somebody else. And if somebody's got a runny nose, which they will get because the AC is constantly on, you can help them out. And it's kind of like sadaqah as well. Definitely pack toothbrushes with the lids, so you can get toothbrushes with covers for the lid. It is a must because, yeah, it's just so dusty out there. You don't want anything kind of like, you don't want to get any germs or get ill while you're out there. The best thing to do is just to be as hygienic as possible, and take a lot of antibacterial gel. Just make sure it is fragrance free and scent free. Pack a load of Vaseline, just trust me. Pack a load of Vaseline for your husband. They'll definitely need it, even if they say no, it's fine. They'll need it when they're out there. So pack enough of that, as well as like a razor or a beard trimmer. So a lot of the times the barbers get really busy because obviously everyone finishes at the same time, roughly. There's just such a big queue, so it's just easier and a little bit more hygienic, I would say, if you just did it yourself. So if for Zahid or whoever it was, they would just use their beard trimmer and shave their hair off, which was lovely and easy. A medication bag is a must. Like, this is one of those things that you do not want to forget. Trust me when I tell you this. The medicine in Saudi Arabia is totally different to the ones that we take here. You want to make sure that you have the same stuff available to you when you're out there, especially if somebody in your group gets ill. Only one person in your family pack the bag. Don't let every single person in the family have the same stuff, because it's just, you don't want to pack too much. You want to try and pack light. So pack enough of, I'll put a list down below again, but my kind of like top musts were the Lucozade tablets for energy. It's so convenient for if somebody else is feeling low in the group, you can just give them an energy tablet and it kind of just helps them get their glucose levels back up. Muscle cream, pain relief, throat lozenges, anything for cough syrups or anything like that. If somebody feels like they're getting one, then definitely try and get those, as well as First Defense. There's this medicine called First Defense, which is, you just it's kind of like a spray that you put up your nose, and it protects you from getting a cold or a flu before. It kind of like stops you from getting a cold and a flu, basically. Rehydration sachets are a must as well, just in case anybody in your family gets ill. Imodium is a must. Imodium. It is so important, just because you can't get it out there. They don't sell it in Saudi Arabia. So if anybody does get ill, Imodium is kind of like your best bet. So that's about it for like my must for Hajj. However, what I would suggest is to pack a separate bag for Mina and a separate bag for Muzdalifah, just because when you are going to Muzdalifah and when you are going to Mina, you will be able to leave things in certain places. So when you're going to Mina to start Hajj, you only want to take things for Mina, Muzdalifah and Arfath, and then obviously when you're there, you can leave your things in Shisha like we did, and then make your move to Mina. You can always come back to Shisha, which is probably about a 10-15 minute walk, and then after that, when you do make your way to Arafat and Muzdalifah, you want to take your Muzdalifah bag. So just make sure you get your bags organized and prepared before you go. It is kind of like one of those things that you don't want to be faffing around with when you're there at the hotel. You want to spend as much time as you can at the haram. You want to spend as much time as you can praying. You don't want to be worrying about organizing your stuff before you go. You'll be in the UK or wherever you are, you'll be there pack your bags before you go. Anyway, that is about it. If I have missed anything, then please do put it in the comments down below so that it can help somebody else out as well. And inshallah, I will see you guys very soon. Thank you so much for watching, and do click subscribe and like so I know to do these kind of videos a bit more. And inshallah, I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye. Assalamu alaikum.